So we're here with Magically D'Vicious. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure, I am Magic. All pronouns are really accepted for me. And actually, kind of just realizing right now that this might be a little bit of a coming out for me for my Derby family, but I'm definitely non binary. So, all pronouns, I just don't really feel like I've stepped into a place somewhere yet, but I'm just me. So, Magic. Yeah.
Awesome. I love that. Well, thank you, Magic, for being on the show. And I want to thank everybody for coming back and listening to another interview for everything, all the beautiful things that I've been getting out of it. And hopefully you have been getting out of it. So when did you fall head over skates for roller derby?
It was 2010 in the summer. I was hanging out with my local motorcycle club called the Old Crap Riders because they just have a bunch of tinker bikes. And some girls came in on skates. And this was back when you were still selling like your booty space for advertisements. And so they were like coming in with a fundraiser. And we bought a few advertisements for the girls, and they gave us skaters, let's say, because hindsight 2020, but and we bought one. They gave us a ticket, and all of the guys looked at me and said, the ticket's yours, you have to go. And I was like, that's okay, like I would love to go, let's go. And I was sitting there watching, and I said, I think I can do this. And the guys that went with me, they were like, you better. And I went out the next week, and it's been love since that.
So how does roller derby make you feel?
Ooh, what a broad, open-ended question. How does roller derby make me feel? Roller derby has made me feel many emotions. With any romance, there is up and down, and I appreciate the balance of both. But it has made me feel strong. It has made me feel weak. It has made me feel ugly. It has made me feel beautiful. So it's really weird to have something that is considered a hobby by so many people be a tool that has molded you into who you are and what you are.
That's so true. It really is like a romance, like any relationship, and it really like the way you allow it to make you feel as well, you know. And that's what makes it so intoxicating, because it can make you feel really, really good, and it can also make you feel really, really bad. That's
But
beautiful.
if we didn't have that bad balance for what good it does for us, we wouldn't be able to appreciate what good it does for us.
Right. So how did you find your alter ego?
I think that it probably was there all along, but just needed some coaxing to find its space to be okay to be weird, I think is probably the easiest way to put it. A friend of mine gave me the name. We were in Fresh Meat together. She no longer skates, but she said, how about Magically Vicious? And I thought about it for a second, and I said, how about Magically D'Vicious? Because of course, like Lucky Charms, magically delicious, but I don't just want to be this cute because I'm small framed. So when you look at me, I'm not extremely threatening on the track without my makeup. But so I was like, well, I need something. The little D apostrophe is enough. The D'Vicious part that was the part that I needed to know it was okay to unleash.
Beautiful. Give me one more second.
Take your time. We are easy breezy. It gives me time to hydrate. Hydrate or dihydrate. You're doing
Yeah,
so great.
I had a dresser that my friend picked up for me for my daughter, and like we were supposed to do this yesterday, but they didn't contact me, so I was like, oh, they were probably busy, but they would come. They would come exactly right now, right? So I just wanted to thank them for dropping it off for me. Okay.
Yeah.
So have you ever lost your alter ego? And if you did, how did you get it back?
I think that I've gotten close to forgetting who the alter ego is, but I don't know that I've lost it. I hate to get philosophical, but no, I don't. I love it. I love it. I think that there was a season that we had prepared for to go to Continental Cup, and we all said we wanted a medal. That was our goal, was to leave with a medal. We didn't care what color the medal was. We just wanted a medal. And we worked really hard, but things did not work out, and we did not end up with a medal at that cup. And I did lose myself in that moment, in the grief of working so hard for an entire year for something and having it turn out less than how you had prepared for it to go, which is the difficult part for me, is letting go of that control and knowing that losing shows you opportunities where you can grow more. And so I almost lost myself with that loss of, wanting that medal so badly that year. But I think shortly after that was when I made the cover for 5 on 5 from a picture at that cup. And it like brought it all back around and made it so much more worth it. And I found myself again.
Can you explain Continental Cup for our non-Derby viewers?
Oh, absolutely. I would love to. I also would like to go back to calling it regionals, because that was also super cool back when they were called regionals. But it's basically you split the continent of the US into East and West, and then there is a Europe regionals as well. And I believe there's also there's one more. Was there one on an Asian continent, or was it South America? I can't remember. I know that there was like one in Brazil and there was one in Canada, but it's basically just like a regionals before. Oh, I don't know how to really describe that to people who wouldn't know other than the way that I did. Is that okay?
Yeah, of course. And I'm not sure about South America and Asia, but I will also look that up and I'll put it in the description below so that I got my facts right. Because I want to say yes, but I don't remember well. It's been a foggy 2020.
Yeah, I just remember that the last Continental Cup I went to, the last regionals that I went to, Sailor City was there from Argentina. And so that is probably jumping ahead to another question that you're going to ask me, which is like one of your like starstruck Derby moments. But it was getting to watch Sailor City play in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. It was wild. It's so great to see the way that they play as far as like the cultural side of regional derby, and they're small and they are strong, and that is just so wonderful for me because I'm small. I think I sent you one picture that has my favorite quote, which is, "It's not how big you are, it's how big you play." And you can really see that from Dos por Cuatro and from Sailor City. So starstruck moment for sure.
I'm glad you said that because I do get discouraged for being small as well. I want to be stronger and heavier, like
like a hippo.
Something, where like I might not look big, but like try to pick me up and I'm like, wait, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like I don't want to be so like feathery. Like when I do get hit, I'm like, I hate that. I want to be more sturdy. And
yes,
I love to see small, sturdy. I mean, you can tell they are solid, they're, but they it's just so inspiring. So yes, I understand that. What were you looking for when you joined roller derby?
When I joined roller derby, I was looking to find the next chapter of my life. I had lost a fiance in 2008 to a tragic accident, and was just kind of floating along, feeling like I didn't really have like a purpose. And then I found roller derby, and it gave me like the reason to get up and do squats, and it gave me the reason to want to do cardio, and gave me a reason to want to invest into myself and to climb out of grief. And yeah.
How did your first derby date go? Whether it be practice or bout or both?
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna go with the one thing that like always comes to mind when people ask me like my first like real this is it moment. My very first game, we were warming up on the track and I rolled over the tape. And for non-derby fans or for non-derby skaters, there is a rope underneath the tape. My coach had not told my fresh meat group girls who were bouting for our first time that there was a rope under the tape. And so I freaked out and I was like, guys, you need to take a look at that spot over there, because there was this huge bump as I was coming on the track. And the coach said, oh yeah, I forgot to tell you, there's a rope under the track. You should probably get used to feeling it under your wheels. And I was like, okay, this is real. Sink or swim moment. Let's go. Let's do this. Probably was terrible because I wore a skirt that game. And so I was constantly falling. And had I known about the rope, I probably would have not chosen a skirt for that game. But you live and you learn, and then you get better bout tights.
And that's how it goes.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever suffered from any derby injuries, or has roller derby ever broken your heart?
I have not suffered from any terrible injuries, thankfully. Only a few out of alignment issues with my spine. I had a twisted L5 at one point right after I started roller derby from turning left and only practicing turning left, which is some silly things that we did back in 2010. And fortunately corrected that with some PT. And then my derby mother did crack my hips open, probably is what gave me that twisted L5. So Johnny Crash, you're probably familiar with that hit where you throw your shoulder back into somebody and they just topple over like a tree. I did not realize that we were in instruction and demonstration mode. I thought we were only in instruction mode. So I was just standing up like a number 2 pencil. And she said, it goes like this, and put her shoulder into me. Her name was Poisonberry Shortcake. And she leveled me like a tree. And I heard my hips pop. And that put me out for a good while, but nothing ever more detrimental than that. So thankfully, I've been really, really lucky and appreciative to those that watch above, I suppose, because I don't know what I would do if I was injured and couldn't roller skate, period.
Yeah, it's hard. What about your heart? Has derby ever broken your heart?
I wear my heart on my sleeve, so everyone I've ever known has broken my heart. But the heart is a strong muscle and can be mended by the same people who break it. So yeah, derby's broken my heart.
Have you and roller derby ever broken up?
We almost did at the pandemic. I thought to myself, well, this is a way to just peacefully let my ego just fade into the silence and the darkness. And I don't know if I'm off that train completely yet. I do know that I'm not off the derby train completely. And so this is I guess the Gemini in me. I don't know. It's just constant emotion flow. but I guess it's because I'm still so in love with it. But my priorities have changed as a skater. And so I don't know where I fit yet. I'm definitely going to keep reffing. I really enjoy reffing.
I feel the same as far as in this place where I'm like loving myself, taking care of myself. And I'm not sure if roller derby is still, because at one point it was self-love, but if it's still something that I should be doing for me as far as physically. So I'm going to take it one step at a time and see how I feel as we start to go back to practice. And I'm going to actually listen to myself instead of just tell myself, no, we're doing this,
Yeah, for sure. It's so easy to, because I'm extremely competitive. I enjoy being competitive. I want to push myself as hard and as far as my body can go, because I only have so much time left to do that. I've been playing derby for 10 years. My body is also telling me like, hey, it's been really nice that we haven't really had like a lot of aches and pains, which is still a lot of aches and pains because I'm doing other things, but going to the park and skating and things like that. But it's really nice to only be subjected to the energy that I put into skating when I am with Badger and we're going around the neighborhood. Badger's my dog. He's absent for this, thankfully. He's being quiet and good. And then when I'm at the park, and that's why, I don't know. I think that it'll be the teaser that we'll see once the numbers get to where they can, and I'm fully vaccinated, which is coming up soon, my second shot. So then we'll see. Then we'll see how bit by the derby bug I am. I would like to get back to competition. I'm not done with like playing against teams. Like, the biggest teaser and the worst part of the pandemic was that we were against Sailor City. We were slated to have them come to our house. I was going to get to play Sailor City in our house. So there's still that flame that I can hold on to in hopes that we can cross paths again, and I'll actually get to see up against a bunch of littles like me and a bunch of smart-minded players. Not that there aren't smart-minded players on all the teams, because I get to play against some really smart individuals, but I want that Sailor City game.
Those are goals. Those are just goals. 1 second.
Thank you, Ty.
It's like, I live in
It's all the emotions. I'm putting them in the air. It's my fault.
Okay. Has there been a time where you've been out of balance? Because roller derby is a growing obsession. Has there been a time where it's just not been in balance? And if there was, how did you get a hold of everything?
It's definitely always been a balance. Fortunately, I was where I could put my foot down with some folks in my life, which I really appreciated. Like, as far as relationships go, it's never even been a question. Derby is my first love and there's room for you, but I'm not going to compromise on that. So the biggest thing that for me that has been the balance has been to mentally not take on more than I can impact in a positive way. And that gets out of balance for me the deeper that I get into leadership for a team, because I am so passionate also about the business side of what is a roller derby team. So I will get, wherever I can get a committee position so that I can help and impact in those ways, and like help in the fundraisers. And I've been on the board of a couple of teams. And so I just like have all of these fingers in all these places. And then I tell myself, like, you can't do all of this. You've got to like ask someone for help. So that's my hard thing, like asking the people for the help, and knowing that there is a balance of the fun that I get from Derby and the business end of Derby, which they're both fun to me, but one causes more stress than the other one does, unfortunately.
How do you feel about the Derby community?
That is, you're asking me some really, really open-ended questions, which I appreciate because I'm not a person who holds my tongue. I'm not the one that's known to pull punches. I just like to call things as I see them. And I think that the Derby community as a whole has a lot of things that they need to seriously listen to and start lifting up in the proper places, and taking consideration for our members who don't have as large of a voice, which I think that they're on a path to doing. But I think that the community needs to hold each other, hold our teams, hold our leagues, hold our governing bodies accountable for the things that we see. And if it is something that is important, then make noise. Make noise.
So we talked about what you were looking for when you joined roller derby. Find.
I found the me that sits before you today, which is pretty cool. I am not the same from day to day. Sometimes it feels like, but I now know that that is an okay thing, that I can just take what I have, take the performance that I have had in this game. I can take this performance that I've had in my day in my life, and it can just be who it is for the day. And it's pretty freeing. So I found myself.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Glad you. So tell me, what was your worst derby moment?
My worst derby moment. Continental Cup. Why do they always have it in Continental Cup? But Continental Cup. It was the same year that I got to see Sailor City, but I was playing against Blue Ridge. Blue Ridge is from Asheville. They're an excellent group of skaters. I despise playing them because they're so physical and my body is tiny and it hurts. It hurts a lot. And we were playing Blue Ridge. And so I'm on the inside line, and we had some miscommunication with my teammates, and they didn't see that I was getting my clock cleaned, and I took a really, really hard hit to my ribs. And that is still holding strong as my worst derby moment, because it just hurt, and it was out of like blindside nowhere. And man, they do some good job hitting in Asheville, let me just say.
What is your best derby moment?
My best derby moment. The best of the best of the best. Gosh, that's hard. Why is that one so hard?
There's so many amazing things that happen.
Yeah, there really are. There really are. But I think
and even the small ones are just so massive, just even finally doing that one thing that you couldn't do yesterday is like a derby moment. That's why it's hard. But I know
sure. So okay. It was 2000. Oh, hello, Badger. Welcome to the party. It was maybe 2014 14, I don't remember. We had a D1 tournament, which is like our upper echelon. That's like our major leagues. Was in Columbia, was in the town that I was living in, but I was still playing Derby for Greenville. And I was getting to watch Columbia play, which was the state that I'm in, South Carolina's D2 team, so like their minor league team. And there was one skater on that team that it was my sole goal the entire weekend. I just wanted to get a selfie with this one skater. Her name is Roxanne Stones. And I got a selfie with her, and then flash forward to my last Continental Cup. She and I wore matching face makeups in the games because I was the little to her big. So that makes me very excited. But I got to play with like my state Derby mentor, idol, whatever you want to call it, and made some beautiful things happen on the track with Miss Roxanne Stones before she moved to Virginia. But yeah, she's probably my best Derby moment because she knows how to bring me back in when I am a little too D'Vicious. Tell me about it. Come here.
That is a bad moment.
Yeah.
Cool.
He is mad because it's time for him to go around the neighborhood. I take him up every day around 5:30 to a couple of miles around the neighborhood on roller skates, and he just pulls me, and he is the best motivator.
We only have 2 more questions.
Okay.
We only have 2 more questions, Badger. We're
2
good.
more questions. Out. 2 more questions. Come on. Jeff was sleeping in there in the chair. I was like, "Can you watch play?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, sorry." Okay. I probably have like no lipstick left. It's fine.
You look good. You look great.
Okay, cool.
Yes. I love your jerseys in the back, by the way. That looks so cool. Okay. So how have you been coping with this past year without Derby?
It was it was almost manic for a little while. I was doing as many miles as I could a day outdoors in my 1 mile neighborhood circle. And I got up to the point that I was doing like 10 miles a day. And then finally my body was like, okay, you're being crazy. You should probably just start taking it easy. And then spoke to a doctor, which was pretty cool. I think that that's okay to talk about and normalize that, because no stigma for mental health. Go to a therapist if you need it. You probably need it. The pandemic made us all need it. And then I started doing a lot of like stretching and yoga and like getting to loosen up everything that had been like tensed up over the last 10 years, and finally found park skating after being very stubborn and saying I wasn't going to do it. And now I'm okay because I can roll around every day and I have goals and I can challenge myself again. I just need to grow. I want to grow. So it's either my mind, my body, or my soul. One of the 3, we're going to grow.
Yes, that's beautiful. And I think you're doing very well and doing all 3.
Thank you. It's been a fun journey to find out who you are. And I think that the quarantine kind of made me do that, because you are alone with yourself a lot of time during that. So it's good.
Yeah, I'm working on also like soul retrieval through some
Oh, yeah.
And I realized that sometimes we use another pain to forget other pain. So I'm trying not to do that with Derby this year, if and when it comes back. I know it's on its way, our numbers.
Right, yeah.
But so I think also, going back to what you said, not one human being has had a perfect life, and there's nothing wrong with wanting to know why you feel a certain why you feel a certain way, why you act a certain way, why you react a certain way. There's nothing wrong with it, and it's not normal, and there's a better way to do things always. There's somebody can always suggest a better way to do things, so there's no shame. I think every single person, even my kids, we all need somebody to talk to. We all need somebody to sort our thoughts out. We can self-heal definitely, but then we wouldn't need community, and we are community tribal beings. So please, like Magic said, if you want to talk to somebody, find somebody to talk to. There's always somebody. Put your questions in the bottom and comments, and we'll answer you as best we can. But thank you so much. So on that, do you have any words of encouragement for all of our skaters and non-skaters out there listening?
I guess, can I have two messages? Because my one message would be get up and put roller skates on your feet to everyone, because there's not been a single day that hasn't been made better by me putting roller skates on my feet. But then I have to step back and remember that not everyone loves roller skating, but get up and put on what you love every day. That's all I can think of. Just, do kind things, be kind to people, get up and put on what you love to do.
I think that's exactly what we all should do. Be happy. Do what makes you, there's nothing wrong. We're so stuck on that. We're only being productive when we do things that we don't feel like doing. And is that really true, or were we just taught that? I'm all about that we've agreed to, like the 4 agreements, Don Miguel Ruiz. That's one of my favorite books. It's like, we just agreed to that. That's not necessarily true. It's like, if it hurts, it's working, right? But I believed that, like, oh, you can use hydrogen peroxide and it cleans and, cures your wound, or you can use alcohol. And I'd use alcohol because it burned. And if it was burning, I thought it was working. You know what I mean? It's like that.
Right.
Like, oh yeah. So not everything has to hurt for it to like help.
That is true. It's very true.
Well, I want to thank you so much for your time and your wisdom and your experiences and sharing it all on this show for everyone to hear. If you have any questions for Magic and what she conveyed to us earlier of her coming out, I'm so happy and privileged that she was able to do this on My Derby Romance. Please leave comments and like and subscribe if you feel it's in your heart that you want to do that. And thank you so much.
Thank you.